Hey kids. It's about that... Wait, is it working? I guess it's working. I see sound. Hey, it's that time when you become an adult. It doesn't matter what age you are now an adult if you're watching this video. So we're going to talk about the dark side of the web. Do I use the dark side of the web? Heck no. I just go to the same websites all the time. But let's watch this video. It's by Laminio? Sorry if I don't pronounce that right. If he asks me to take this down, I will, but I'll try not to react a lot because they do a pretty good job just explaining everything. So let's it's what, 13 minutes? Let's watch it.
An online network called Internet.
I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what Internet is?
It's a growing grid of independent computer networks interlaced. It's evolved from the U.S. military
It's okay, I'm here. Oh.
As the internet continued to grow in the mid to late 1990s, it would come to transform society on a global scale. The biggest change came in the form of instant communication. As long as you had an internet connection, you could talk to anyone on Earth, assuming of course they were also connected to the internet. And around the millennium shift, you had over 350 million connected people to choose from. The thing is, the internet was not designed with things like anonymity and privacy in mind, so everything you do and say online can, and in many cases will, be tracked, recorded, and traceable back to you. Some people are very concerned about their privacy, and in the mid-1990s, one such group of people was the United States federal government. A team of computer scientists and mathematicians working for a branch of the U.S. Navy known as the Naval Research Laboratory, abbreviated as NRL, began development of a new technology known as onion routing. Onion routing would allow for anonymous bidirectional communication where the source and destination cannot be determined by a midpoint. This is accomplished by creating something known as an overlay network. An overlay network is simply a network that is built on top of another network, in this case, the internet. So instead of using the normal unencrypted internet, also known as the surface web, your traffic goes through an overlay network. Now, there are many different types of overlay networks, but a network using onion routing technology would be classified as a darknet. A darknet can only be accessed by a specific software and/or authorization. In case that was hard to follow, all you need to know is that people working for the US government created a system which will allow for anonymous communication over the internet. However, the people over at NRL soon realized a major limitation.
The United States government can't simply run an anonymity system for everybody and then use it themselves only, because then every time a connection came from it, people would say, oh, it's another CIA agent looking at my website, if those are the only people using the network. So you need to have other people using the network so that they blend together.
So what he's saying is that for the network to be truly anonymous, it has to be available to everyone and not just the US government. So the NRL was forced to release their onion routing technology to the public. The technology was eventually released under an open source license and became Tor. Tor stands for the Onion Router and is the software you need to download to be able to access this network of onion routers. Today, millions of people across the globe use Tor for a multitude of purposes. Everything from innocent daily browsing to criminal activities. And while it is the most popular, Tor is but one amongst numerous darknets. Together, they all make up the dark web. Subsequently, the dark web forms a small part of the deep web. The deep web is everything on the web that cannot be indexed by...
Random thought. All those iceberg videos, like when I saw them start to pop up, I thought of this video because of this like image right here that they use, like showing like the surface web and the dark web, kind of how the internet works basically. Like this is probably the most important part, I think. One of the most important parts of this video, explaining just how the internet works basically, just what you see every day compared to like if you had a network like Tor. If you use Tor, you shouldn't use Tor. There's many videos explaining why you should never use Tor, but I don't use Tor. I have no desire, because it's like as soon as the government released it, it wasn't completely anonymity. I suck at pronouncing that word. But like basically, from my point of view, you're never really anon. Basically, if you go on Tor, even with VPNs, you're never really anon, because it's like either way, your information is being seen no matter what. So it's like when people think that they're secretive and like doing this shit, it's like they're already fucking doing shit. For example, the fucking Boulder shooter. The FBI was already like looking at him this whole time. They knew that like he was up to shit. Obviously. You have to be a freaking just Nimrod if you don't see that they know that these people are up to things. They monitor it all. They watch it, but they never act out on it. So it's like, where was I getting at this? It's all about this iceberg shit on YouTube. I fucking hate trends. I hate iceberg. It like makes no sense. I watched a video talking about how iceberg meme videos don't make sense. Because like the idea of the iceberg is like the deeper you get, it's like more depressing or some shit. Or I don't know. I've never fully tried to understand what they try to go by it, because it's like it's just another trendy YouTube thing. YouTube people always try to find some little niche thing to talk about to get everyone else. It's all regurgitated information. You can look at so many YouTube channels and it's like people just do the most nonsensical activities every single day. They make the most nonsense skits. Guava juice. Nakava fucking mukbang videos. I know that's like everyone's fetish or whatever, but I'm not into them. And I just can't really say that I enjoy a lot of YouTube content other than like the stuff that I like. But where was I getting at this? So let's continue this video, because I forgot what point I was trying to make. But basically the Boulder shooter had, people had tabs on him. They always have tabs on everybody. It doesn't even matter. You could look at anybody. They had tabs on Elliot Rodger. I don't know why they don't act out on them. I wish I could give you an answer. But, like, let's continue with this video before, like, I don't know, some crazy conservative crashes a plane somewhere.
If you visit this link, you will find an unlisted YouTube video on my channel. This can be classified as deep web content. I know it's a bit anticlimactic, but yeah, this video exists on the deep web simply because no search engine can find it.
I've seen this video before. I'm going to let you viewers at home watch it for a bit, and I'm going to go and eat 10 hamburgers. I'll be right back.
As you can imagine, the deep web has a lot more content than the surface web. How much more? Well, we don't know, because by its very nature, it's near impossible to determine. A paper from 2001 estimated that the deep web is 500 times the size of the surface web. But then again, that estimation is over a decade old. All we can say for certain is that deep web content accounts for the vast majority of the content on the World Wide Web. So to summarize, the surface web is content that can be indexed by search engines. The deep web is content that cannot be indexed by search engines. And the dark web is a fraction of the deep web, consisting of numerous darknets which require specific software and or authorization to access. Okay, we know what's on the surface web and we know what's on the deep web, but what do we find on the dark web, more specifically the darknet known as Tor? As mentioned, you can use Tor for almost anything, browsing the web, checking your email, posting on forums, instant messaging, watching YouTube videos, you name it. But the dark web aspect comes in the form of hidden services. A hidden service is essentially a website that can only be accessed via Tor, and the address for a hidden service will always end in .onion. So if I attempt to access this hidden service using Google Chrome, nothing happens. It will only connect using specialized software such as the Tor browser. This is the dark web. Well, one site on the dark web.
Close your eyes.
This specific site is known as the Hidden Wiki and attempts to list as many publicly known hidden services as possible. Facebook operates a hidden service, the search engine DuckDuckGo is another. But this is about as far as I will go, because there is definitely a darker side to the dark web. Anonymity attracts a vast variety of people and can be used for both licit and illicit purposes. In October of 2013, the FBI took down the online drug marketplace known as Silk Road. The website had been in operation since the beginning of 2011, with a total revenue estimated at
I'm sorry.
billion.
The audio hasn't been playing.
Brought the dark web out of the dark and right into the public eye. This graph shows daily traffic over the Tor network before Silk Road was mentioned in mainstream media. This is after. Only a few months after Silk Road had been taken down, ex-administrators of the site launched Silk Road 2.0. However, in late 2014, the FBI arrested the admins and the second marketplace was taken down as well. A few hours after that, Silk Road 3.0 was launched, and the seemingly endless spiral continues. And keep in mind that Silk Road was just one website among many. You can find numerous others just like it, selling every illegal drug you can imagine, and more. The FBI also claimed that the owner of the Silk Road website had attempted to have 6 people killed by using deep web murder for hire services. While the assassinations themselves are unlikely to have occurred, these websites can definitely be found on the dark web. The problem is a lack of evidence. Anyone can set up a darknet website claiming anything for any reason, especially if there's money involved. One such website was recently hacked, and several emails by the admins would suggest the website is indeed a scam set up to make money. One message reads, "We receive orders to kill people from all over the world. However, our site is fake and we don't have any hitmen. We forward the orders to police departments where the targets are located." And in yet another email, they bluntly state, "This website is to scam criminals of their money." Then again, this supposed hack could have been faked as well, so there's no way to be absolutely certain.
Yeah, you never have evidence.
Unfortunately,
so like
the dark web has some much more depraved and gruesome extremes.
You don't have evidence to
Many
prove that it did.
websites contain various forms of sexualized torture and killing of animals, and child pornography sites are a huge problem on the dark web. A site known as Lolita City, which has now been taken down, contained over 100 gigabytes of photos and videos and had around 15,000 members. Another website known as Playpen was taken down by the FBI in 2015, which may have been the largest child pornography site on the entire dark web, with over 200,000 members. There's somewhat of an urban legend known as Red Rooms. A Red Room is a live stream of a person being tortured and or murdered for the entertainment of others. Supposedly, the viewers may even interact by typing down instructions. Again, there's no evidence of this ever taking place, but the myth persists. Not too long ago, a .onion link appeared on various forums which would take you to a page claiming that a Red Room style livestream would shortly begin. The victims were supposedly captured ISIS terrorists, and the soon-to-be killers promised hours of torture. Though the first hour would be family friendly. You know, for all the kids staying up late to watch a person being brutally murdered live on the dark web. After much morbid anticipation, the live stream went live and viewers were greeted by a plate of bacon. Mainstream media would have you believe that the surface web is just a thin layer on top of an enormous criminal underground, but it couldn't be further from the truth, and it's no wonder as they frequently confuse the dark web with the much larger deep web. A recent study from early 2016 found that out of 2,723 active .onion websites on the Tor network, 1,547 contained illicit content, so that's over half. This includes pornographic material, drugs, money laundering, cyber terrorism, contract killers, trading of firearms and weapons, etc. But only 3 to 6% of all Tor users actually use these hidden services. So only 3 to 6% use the dark web. The vast majority exclusively use Tor to protect their privacy and to browse the surface web anonymously and have never visited a .onion website. So while there's no question that the dark web contains some of the most horrific content on the entire web, it's nowhere near as extensive as some make it out to be. Okay, here's a question then. How do you prevent criminals from using these services while still allowing lawful citizens to protect their privacy? The answer is quite simple. You don't. You can't restrict something that is by its very nature meant to be unrestricted. That's the problem with anonymity. Anyone can do or say anything, so we have no choice but to take the good with the bad. Even if law enforcement agencies had the ability to shut the entire network down completely, they wouldn't, because the US government need Tor as much as anybody else. Remember, they created this technology, and they did not create this technology just so they could release it to the public for free. It was only released to the public as public usage is an essential part of what makes Tor anonymous. It takes us right back to this.
The United States government can't simply run an anonymity system for everybody and then use it themselves only, because then every time a connection came from it, people would say, oh, it's another CIA agent.
Who do you think funds the Tor project? In 2007, 100% of the Tor project's funding came from the US government. In 2008, 86%. In 2009, 90%. In 2010, 94%. In 2011, 78%. In 2012, 81%. In 2013, 94%. A government agent working undercover is as much in need of online anonymity as a terrorist, pedophile, or whistleblower. It's everyone or no one. That's the unfortunate truth.
Ugh. So, class, what did we learn? I just want to say like some things, or what I can remember, that I think are important to always like think about when you're like on like fucking the internet. When you're on the internet, you're always on the surface web. If you don't have Tor or something, you're always on the surface web. So YouTube, it's a surface website. It's like, you're never going to learn anything like that you don't already should know on a website like YouTube. At the same time, you might learn a little bit too much. Because it's like, people can just do whatever they want. It's essentially. The FBI can just monitor you. They could see what you're like. Let me bring up an example. The Tulsa, the freaking El Paso shooting in Texas. All that shit was monitored on fucking 8chan. The fucking other image board site that's just ran by like random people on the internet. That site's been up forever, and they've always been like they were always encouraging like mass shootings, and it's just there. And then until that El Paso shooting happened, that's when they finally shut it down. Look how long that took. Look how long it's like taking. And it's like, I bet you that all that Boulder dude in Boulder, Colorado, I bet he had so much that FBI agents are probably looking at all times. But, you know, instead of acting out on mass shooters, you know, they'd rather bully everybody else in the fucking world. You know, stage coups in fucking other countries. You know, the federal government, it doesn't have enough to do but, like, bully, you know, people like me. Or fucking anybody, really. Because they have the authority. They have the authority not to, like, actually stop. Like, lots of shit that happens. It's like the reality of, like, Elliot Rodger. He had all that evidence was just like out in the open. Even when I was a teacher, kids always are like, hey, this kid looks like a school shooter. This kid looks like a fucking, like he's gonna do something crazy. And it's like, nobody ever acts out on it. And then it's like, the last minute, you have someone like Nicholas Cruz going fucking nuts at Parkland. And it's like no one listens to the kids, and it's like that's what drives like the kids nuts. Like no one's listening to them. And it's because like these motherfuckers are on like their little secret websites being racist. You have Kiwi Farms, they're doing their dumb shit always. And it's like it's all coordinated. It's not just like, you know, I'm on Twitter a lot and I see like patterns and like people blowing up over the dumbest shit, random outrages at shit that doesn't make any sense. That's why Twitter's like really stupid sometimes. But it's just the same. People coordinate shit. People just setting up shit, and it's like all linked back to just like the internet a lot. You look at these websites, even 4chan, that fucking site, it's still up. Fucking Reddit. This entire week, I'm looking at like people go nuts over like the subreddits that are like made for them, and how those subreddits like take it upon themselves to like fucking dictate their lives, fucking come up with the stupidest surface level information that they can. Websites like Encyclopedia Dramatica, fucking all those little drama archive sites, that's all surface level shit. That's surface level information. That is information that is not like verified, it's not like valid, it's just noise. The person who runs Encyclopedia Dramatica is a fucking bitch. Look her up. She's a fucking cunt. And yet, her website's still up. That fucking website. And people still go to it. They go to that stupid ass site and they get information that's like inaccurate. It's filled with like hateful shit to begin with. And they use it as fuel for their like little Discord chats and all their little stupid ass conversations. They use surface level information to just get people to get riled up and go fucking coordinate attacks to bully people. That's not like, what the fuck is my video game shit on? What am I looking at? I'm looking at my OBS. Oh, you're looking at all my fucking shit. I've been looking at lots of random YouTube. I really like the freaking down the rabbit hole. It's interesting. And all this other stuff. Heavy Rain, I played that game. Yeah. Oh shit, the comments turned off. Or my thing's just loading. Because my Warner Brothers internet really sucks. Oh god. So what else can I say about the surface web? Any website you go to basically is surface web. It's like not right. Oh my my gosh. Look at that guy. It's Keanu Reeves. What else can we say about the dark web? Nick. Do we need the dark web? Do we need the internet? I think is like the question you should ask. The internet's really good. It's a really useful source for information, but if giving up the internet or giving up like rights, limiting the internet to make this place safer, I would be for that. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I'm kind of seeing patterns and shit. And it's like, how long was 8chan up before anyone fucking did anything? They had to like wait until a motherfucker shot up a bunch of Latinos in a parking lot to finally shut it down. Why do people have to like lose their lives for anything to get done? Why can't things just get done? And it's like right in front of your eyes. It's like right there. It's just fucking talking about it is like, it makes me seem crazy. I know, but it's just like, it's right there. It's like, you know, how much longer are you going to take Kiwi Farms seriously until you realize they're just bullying people? They want people to like fucking go crazy or kill themselves because that's all they fucking are about. Joshua Connor Moon and his cunt mom. It's just a dude and his mom. That's all of Kiwi Farms. It's a dude and his little fucking sand vagina mother. Mother! Yes, mother. Yes, mother. Anyway, surface level shit. That's all the internet. All the internet's just surface level. Matt Muscles? I'm sure he's an awesome YouTuber. He's probably an awesome guy and he talks about cool stuff. But it's surface level information. The information here you can find on Wikipedia. The information here you can find in a book. That's what surface level stuff is. And then like deep web stuff, I think. That's like your email and shit, I think. I didn't watch the whole video again, so I'm probably kind of... Uh-oh. The aliens are calling. Just tell them that I have died and gone to heaven. And I am talking to Bradley Newley. And he's talking about how cool the latest incarnation of Sublime is. With Ramon? Is that his name? I don't know. I forgot. Ever since I moved to Florida, I always hear reggaeton. I've never heard it in Louisiana, so it's always interesting that when I came here, I hear it a lot. It's just, it's funny. Moving out east. But I digress. The surface web. Kiwi Farms. Joshua Connor Moon. Kiro the Wolf. 2 Griffin. Random shit that I'm saying out of my mouth. Pop, poo poo, pee pee, poo poo, fart, fuck, Reddit. I want to talk about Reddit, but I think I should do that another day. Or later today. Someday. I hope the deep web, dark web didn't scare you too much. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen to the internet. Maybe we'll end up like North Korea and we'll just like censor the internet. So everyone will stop shooting each other. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I wish I did. Anyway, rats off to ya. I hope to see you another day. I hope to see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, good evening.